Sold to fate. The Alpha King's choice the morning they sold me. My mother wouldn't look at my face. It's for the best, Alara, she said, folding my few belongings into a cloth bag. Her hands trembled, but her voice remained steady. Your sister needs a proper dowry. The Blackwood pack won't accept her without one. I could work, I whispered, watching my father count silver coins at the kitchen table. Could help earn. You've been diagnosed as infertile. My father's voice cut through my plea like winter wind. No respectable wolf will mate with you. No pack will invest in your future. At least this way you serve your family one last time. The healer's words still echoed in my mind from 3 months ago. I'm sorry, child. Your womb will never quicken. You'll never bear pups. In our world, a she-wolf who couldn't breed was less than worthless. She was a burden, a waste of resources. Shameful secret families whispered about behind closed doors. I was 22 years old and my parents were selling me to slave traders for 800 silver coins. The auction house reeked of fear and desperation. Dozens of us stood in holding cells beneath the main platform, waiting to be paraded before wealthy pack members looking for servants, laborers, or worse. First time? Asked the woman in the cell next to mine. Her face bore the scars of someone who'd survived horrors I couldn't imagine. I nodded, unable to speak past the lump in my throat. Don't show weakness, she advised. Don't cry. We'll use it against you. Drive your price down. You want a decent master? You need to look strong. But when they dragged me onto the platform under the harsh glare of torchlight, I couldn't help but feel my composure crack. The crowd assessed me with cold, calculating eyes. I was wearing a simple white shift, my chestnut hair hanging loose around my shoulders, silver chains binding my wrists. Alara Thorne, the auctioneer announced. 22 years of age, skilled in cooking, cleaning, herb lore, and needlework. Literate and obedient. Any defects? Someone called from the crowd. The auctioneer hesitated. This was the moment that would destroy me. The girl is infertile. The interested murmurs died instantly. Several potential buyers turned away. Others laughed. Why are we wasting time on damaged goods? Can't even fulfill a female's basic purpose. I'll give you 50 silver, a grizzled older wolf called out. She can scrub floors at least. 30? Another countered. That's more than fair for a barren bitch. Each word landed like a physical blow. I stared at the floor, willing myself not to collapse, not to give them the satisfaction of seeing me break completely. Then the doors exploded open. The temperature in the room seemed to drop 10 degrees. Every wolf in the auction house immediately went silent, heads turning toward the entrance. Even through my haze of shame, I felt it a wave of pure, undeniable power that made my wolf whimper and press low in submission. The Alpha King had entered the building. I'd never seen King Matthias Stormborn in person. Few had. He ruled the Northern Territories from his fortress palace, appearing publicly only for matters of great importance. He was a legend, whispered, about in taverns and around campfires, the most powerful alpha in 3 centuries. Undefeated in battle, unmated despite being 30 years old. He strode down the center aisle like he owned the world, because in many ways, he did. He stood at least 6.5 feet tall, with broad shoulders and a warrior's build. His black hair was tied back, revealing sharp features and eyes that gleamed pure gold in the torchlight. He wore simple black clothing, but the sword at his hip and the authority radiating from him made it clear exactly who he was. Those golden eyes swept across the platform and locked onto mine. I couldn't look away, couldn't breathe. The intensity of his gaze pinned me in place like prey before a predator. But there was something else in his expression, something that looked almost like recognition. He climbed the steps to the platform, moving with lethal grace, and stopped directly in front of me. Up close, he was even more overwhelming. His scent hit me like a physical force, pine and smoke and midnight snow. My wolf stirred for the first time in months, actually interested in something. This one, he said, his voice deep and commanding. What's her current bid? The auctioneer looked like he might faint. Your Majesty, surely you're not this girl is infertile. We have much better, I asked about her bid, not her medical history. 30 silver, Your Majesty. 20,000 gold? The shocked silence that followed was deafening. 20,000 gold could fund a war, could build a city. My mind couldn't even process the number. Your Majesty, the auctioneer stammered, there must be some mistake. Are you questioning me? The Alpha King's voice dropped to a dangerous purr. The temperature plummeted further.
Ow!
Several wolves in the crowd actually whimpered. No, Your Majesty? Of course not. She's yours. The king turned to one of his guards. Pay the man. Get her release papers. I want this done within the hour. Then he looked back at me, and his expression softened almost imperceptibly. What's your name? Ilara, I managed. My voice barely a whisper. Ilara Thorn. Ilara, said it like he was tasting the syllables. Do you wish to be freed from those chains? It felt like a test, like the wrong answer could change everything. Yes, I said honestly, but I don't understand why you're doing this. Something that might have been approval flickered in his eyes. Good. You're not afraid to question. We'll talk in the carriage. 20 minutes later, I sat in the most luxurious carriage I'd ever seen. The silver chains removed from my wrists. The interior was lined with soft velvet, and the seats were more comfortable than my bed at home had ever been. The Alpha King sat across from me, watching me with those unsettling golden eyes. 2 guards rode up front, but we were alone in the cabin. Paid 20,000 gold for me, I said finally, unable to stand the silence. Why tell me, Ilara? Do you believe you're worthless? The question caught me off guard. Yes, I can't bear children. For a she-wolf, that makes me let me tell you what I see, he interrupted. I see a woman who held her head high, even as she was being auctioned like cattle. I see someone who faced humiliation with dignity. I see intelligence in your eyes and strength in your bearing, despite everything you've endured. My throat tightened. Pretty words don't change biology, no, but they change perspective. He leaned forward slightly. I'm going to tell you something I've shared with very few people. 3 weeks ago, I had a vision from the moon goddess. I stared at him. Visions from the goddess were rare and sacred. She showed me a woman standing in silver chains, he continued. Chestnut hair, green eyes. She told me, the mate you seek stands in darkness, deemed broken by those who cannot see her light. You will find her where value is measured in lies. I've been searching every auction house in the territory for 3 weeks. My heart hammered against my ribs. You think I'm your mate? I know you are. His voice held absolute certainty. The moment I saw you, my wolf recognized yours. Didn't you feel it? I had. Moon helped me. I had. That inexplicable pull, that sense of rightness despite the absurdity of the situation. But I can't give you heirs, I said desperately. You're the Alpha King. You need a legacy. Children too, I need a partner, he cut in. Someone I can trust. Someone real. He ran a hand through his hair, looking suddenly weary. Do you know? How many women have tried to trap me? How many have lied, manipulated, even poisoned rivals to get close to the throne? They don't see me, Ilara. They see power and status. You think I'm different because I'm broken? You're not broken. The fierce intensity in his voice made me flinch. You're different because you have nothing to gain from me. No ulterior motives. No schemes. When I look at you, I see someone who understands what it's like to be judged for things beyond your control. What do you mean? He was quiet for a long moment. My mother died giving birth to me. Growing up, half the pack blamed me for her death. Called me cursed. Said I'd killed the queen before I'd even taken my first breath. His jaw tightened. I know what it's like to be deemed defective before you've had a chance to prove your worth. The revelation stunned me. I never heard this story. I'm not asking you to accept the mate bond immediately, he said. I'm not even asking you to trust me yet. I'm offering you a choice, maybe the first real choice you've had in months. Come to the palace. Let me show you that your value has nothing to do with your ability to bear children. And if the bond is wrong, I whispered, yes. If the goddess made a mistake, the goddess doesn't make mistakes. He smiled slightly. But if you truly don't want this, I'll release you, set you up with your own house, your own income. You'll never have to fear being sold again. I studied his face, searching for deception. But all I saw was sincerity and something that looked like hope. Why would you do that for a stranger? Because everyone deserves a chance to choose their own fate. His golden eyes held mine. So, what do you choose, Alara Thorne? My sister, who'd get her perfect wedding while I was auctioned off? The wolves in the crowd who'd laughed at my defect? Then I looked at the man before me, powerful beyond measure, yet offering me kindness when he owed me nothing. I choose to try, I said softly. I choose to believe that maybe, just maybe, I'm worth more than they said I was. The smile that spread across his face was radiant. Welcome home, my queen. As the car